I'm just going to watch the first little bit, and then I will start talking.
Back this up. I'm under fire. That could be better.
Okay. Actually, we already got things to talk about before we get too far. I guess we'll start with a little bit of philosophy, because you say it's been a couple of years, you played on console several years ago, the game as a whole has gone through a ton of changes, but Brig in particular has been changed so many times and in so many ways. Her playstyle is unrecognizable compared to what it was 2-3 years ago when you last played. She is no longer a frontline support. She cannot be. She just cannot live on the front line. She is a backline bodyguard. So you lock Brig when you have somebody that you want to protect. In this case, you're protecting your Ana, and maybe keeping an eye on your Widow too. So like, that's your job. Brig positioning is generally towards the middle of the team, but no further than a bash away from whoever you're protecting. So, you're on it in this case. Yeah? That said, I almost like how you position on the start here. So, you miss the first pack, you get the second one, it's fine. This is just so much open space, and you turn your back on the enemy in open space even. Come to here as quickly as you can and hug this wall tightly. Now you can see your entire team, and anyone that comes for them, you can swing on. They're in open space. If they come past you, you can even whip shot them into your team. Like, it's incredibly safe for you. Nobody can come get you without entering open space against your team to do it. So, like, if you want to come here as a starting position, I love it, but you got to commit to it and get here fast, and not spend this much time in open space. You could even commit your bash to get here early. Not right now that they're, like, here on top of you, because you'll need it to get out, but earlier you could have committed your bash to get here soon, when you'd have your bash back, yeah? And then this is just super safe, super good positioning. You can see... Actually, where is your Ana? Let's find out where your Ana went. Yeah, okay. So you are not a bash away from your Ana, this is true, but she's safe. There is no possible way anyone from the other team has gotten to her yet, and you know she's about to walk down here, and here is where she'll be in danger, and you'll be within range. So, like, good. Anyway. Hey, How Short. How's it going? Yeah. Good dodge on the ante. And then here, you are holding your whip shot for so long. Whip shot is a couple of things. It procs your Inspire, obviously. It can be a good finisher for somebody you are actually trying to kill. If it's not finishing them off, it sends them away. It's part of your shutdown combo, which is swing, bash, swing, whip shot, which will get a diver down kind of low and away from you, so they will back off rather than re-engage into you. And it shuts down dives. You see Monkey leap in, you whip shot him away. You just fuck up his dive. Every time. Your whip shot is on a faster cooldown than his leap. You can literally mess up every single dive, potentially. Yeah. So. You see the leap, whip shot. All of this could have been a whip shot. Now here you commit on the kill, and this was all very good. But like, early on in the whip shot, it wouldn't even have sent him away from your ball. It would have pushed it first back into your ball that he was trying to get away from. Like, you had him pinched. Alright.
Du mår bättre snart.
Nice, I like it. Your positioning further back. You seem unsure of where you want to be, so you're just sort of moving around a lot. So I'll tell you where you want to be. Okay. Oh. Your Anna's coming back from spawn still. So you would probably want to be back here. Or, potentially, right here. On top, like, somewhere up here. If you're up here, you can whip shot the dive if they try to dive on the front line. If you're back here, you're super safe. You can still land a whip shot to proc Inspire. And, like, you're here with your Ana as she comes back, just in case, you know, there's some, asshole Lucio flanking around trying to get her, or, you know, Kree on the flank, whatever. You're ready to back her up as she comes back from spawn over here. If you think she's perfectly fine, then I would go for the whip shot. Or I would go for the counter dive, which would be being up on that high ground. And not quite this close.
My ultimate is charging.
Your whip shot has a fairly good range. You want to, like, be somewhere that you can see the dive coming and just easily land it. I have no idea how your Ana is doing right now, which means you don't either. There she is. We just caught sight of her, and she is so far away. Yeah. Good job messing up the Lucio, but, like... Here, let's look at this up here. Whoop. Oh, hey, Tremor. Hey. Hope everyone is doing well. Oh, now let me go back a little bit further, actually. Okay. Yeah, here we go.
It's Hanu.
So your Ana is just so cut off and isolated. Oh, and Monkey goes and kills her because she has no one to protect her. And like when you're over here, if respawns come back, they're coming in from behind you. Yeah, you have no choice but to back out. Good job getting out alive, like, but if you're back here, like on this high ground, you see them coming from over here, right? So you rotate, boom. Now you're ready to shut down the dive again. You're ready to pack whoever. You can see everything going on. You can drop whenever you need to.
Area denied.
Brig is main support. Main support means shot caller. It doesn't mean pumps out the most heals. To shot call, which I would highly recommend you do on Brig, it's just yet another tool to help you climb. You need to know what the fuck is going on in the fight. You have to be somewhere that you can see everything. That is, you know, like I said, near whoever you're protecting, but high grounds give you visibility and give you options. Yeah? And if you can see what's going on, you can call that out to your team. Your front line, quite reasonably, will not see things going on behind them. You can tell them, and then they can react appropriately. You can call out flankers, you can call out whatever. It's really, really good stuff. Alright. Yeah, so here you're just kind of in open space. That's better. So, one thing to realize about open space, even with rally and your shield and all of that, in higher elo, the focus fire is so good, you will still evaporate through rally and your shield crossing open space like that. Maybe not this particular fight, but some fights. It's not the sort of thing you get punished for every time, but every now and again you do. So be very careful about your pathing, even on Brig, even when you're rallying. You know, come into here, hug this corner tightly. Come around. You can doink whip shots. You can choose to push in with your rally from here. You still got stairs as cover, and you can like cut off LOS however you need to coming up from here. Here, you can't do that without committing your bash, which sucks. You would rather have your bash, yeah? Play for the elo you want, not the one you're in. Right now, you're getting away with it, but... Okay. You get out alive, which is good, but you really want to be careful about using your bash into the fight. I'm not going to say never. If it's... There are times, like if your team is hard committing and you need to be in there with them, sure. But usually you're in the back protecting somebody anyway, so your bash is going to be used primarily as an escape, because it's your only mobility, or to cancel things that you can cancel. You see Hog Vape, you stun him out of it. You see Monkey try to leap away, you bash his escape, so he can't get away from you guys and you can kill him. That sort of thing. Just bashing in and stunning a random diva as the enemy team is hard engaging, like, you're very lucky you got out of this alive. And you might not even live, you're, like, about to die. Yeah. Okay.
Empirical evidence suggests I'm a real animal.
Yeah,
No place to go but up.
there are aspects of your play that are very smart. Like, you said you were top 500 on console. To the best of my knowledge, that translates to about masters on PC, and most of that seems about right. The things that are missing mostly is the high ground and knowing specifically what your job is, because that informs the rest of your conditions, yeah? You're very good at living. Your
My ultimate is charging.
mechanics on the hero are fine. You might want to work on shield dancing, which is, instead of, just holding down left click and swing, 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 you swing just until it connects, and then you cancel your swing by hitting right click to get the shield up, swing again, shield, swing again, shield. It slows down your damage a teeny tiny bit, but, like, you're not really swinging for damage typically anyway, because you do 35, it's nothing. You're swinging proc inspire, but then your shield is like eating intermittent amounts of damage. You can use it to outplay cooldowns like sleep, nade, that sort of thing, and win a lot of 1v1s. People who think Brig is brain dead don't understand the hero if they think Ryan is smart and Brig is brain dead, because Brig has way more matchups that are way more difficult, because you have to outplay so many abilities with a paper-thin shield if you want to take that 1v1. But you can. So get good at dancing with your shield, blocking things in between the damage you're dealing, yeah?
Så gott som ny.
To be fair, I would say the majority of the time on Brig doesn't really take massive amounts of brain power. But if you want to be a top of your game Brig, you need to have massive amounts of brain power. Like, you have to be tracking ultimates, you have to be reading plays of the enemy, like big braining them. You need to not be doing that. I think you wanted to, like, go for the cheeky whip shot off the edge of the map or something, but... And, like, you were near Rally, but also it's last fight. Rally's a fight-winning ultimate, and your team kind of needs you.
Rally to me.
So bashing is for abilities for disengaging, and whip shot is for stopping engagement. Yeah, whip shot is for proccing Inspire from range, is a legitimate use for it, but it's also for disrupting enemy positioning, is how I want to put it. So, an enemy that you can displace wants to be somewhere, and you say no, and you put them somewhere else. Knock people off of high grounds, knock monkeys when they leap, or divas when they fly at you, or, whatever. anyone with mobility cooldowns, mess them up and make them waste those cooldowns for nothing. And then you're still proccing Inspire also. It's a skill shot, but your aim seems decent so far. Like,
That should be better.
I haven't seen you going for cracked whip shots or anything, but I also haven't really seen you missing your whip shots. So.
Score 1-0.
Oh, just realized I forgot to start.
Ready for battle.
Take the objective.
How do I trust a man who is called machine?
Alright. So,
5, 4.
let's think about this real quick. Now you have a Moira, Rein Zarya, Reaper Kree. If you are a Brig one trick, okay. I'm going to spend the rest of this talking about what you can do as Brig. But the answer here is Lucio, if you play Lucio. This team wants speed. Moira can take care of herself and is speedy on her own anyway, but Rein, Zarya, Kree, and Reaper, all of them get way scarier with speed. Way scarier with speed. And Moira can output the heals just fine on her own. So, like, my suggestion if you're into it. But I'm going to spend the rest of this talking about Brig.
1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
I'll take care of you. I'm taking heavy fire.
A lot of opportunities for whip shots. You could have Inspire up. There you go. Though that Inspire, I think, was mostly useless. How Inspire works, a lot of people don't really get this. You might already, and if so, I apologize, but for anyone else in chat who might not know, it is a cast and not a channel. And what that means is when you proc it, when you hit somebody with a whip shot or a swing, anyone that is in your LOS at the moment of contact gets Inspire's healing for 6 seconds. If they leave your LOS, they still have it. If you die, they still have it. If you enter their LOS after proccing, they don't get it. It's only like while you land the swing. So if you go for off angles like this on Brig, which you absolutely should, you're looking to make triangles where you can like hit this whip shot and your team can see you. So if you're positioned here, you got this pillar for cover, you're kind of in the middle of your team, you land the whip shot on the Genji or maybe even kill this Lucio with it right now, which would be extra huge, and now these guys have your Inspire. Kree won't. I guess you could be even like right here. It's a little bit more dangerous. I wouldn't want to peek this many, but maybe you like hit the whip shot on peak. I wouldn't do that personally. I would wait for Kree to enter my LOS. He's fine right now, but like, you get the idea. I'm talking about how it works. Boom.
My
The
family's
objective
down.
is now.
Yeah, you just packed a full health ally who is like not taking any damage. Pack only lasts for 2 seconds, and it doesn't do any overheal anymore. So, like, you want to wait until either they've already taken a reasonable amount of damage, or
Ready for more.
you know for a solid fact they are going to be taking damage in the 2 seconds pack is in effect. Otherwise, you've just, like, lost your pack for nothing. You're primarily looking to pack DPS because it lets them stay in the fight longer and it's just more impactful healing for them. But you always want to try to save 1 pack for your other support.
This might
Or,
need a few
let me rephrase that. For
you have
whoever
to-
you're body targeting, which is typically your other support. But Brig is about who you're protecting. In this comp, another reason to swap off Brig is in this comp you don't really have anyone to protect. So this is one of the exceptions for where I would say be closer to the front line than usual to make it easier to get your Inspire up and like back up your front line, but not fully in the front line. You still can't live there. Yeah, so like shield dancing helps there.
All patched up. My ultimate is almost
You had the
ready.
Moira pocket, you were fine, but you can win that duel without the Moira pocket by shield dancing.
Power of destruction.
Another one of your matchups. Because you have to outplay his flash. Block it with your shield if you can. Good whip shot. So double packing extends the time that they have healing. It doesn't heal them faster. So instead of having 2 seconds of heals at 55 a second, Ryan gets 4 seconds of heals at 55 a second. If Moira is also healing him up, you may get little to nothing out of that second pack that you're now waiting to regen. You can wait, and if you just wait the 2 seconds to see if he needs the second pack after, it costs you nothing. Min-maxing your pack usage is going to be a continuous process, but it's really important for you. You missed the whip shot, which is unfortunate. If you had hit that, you could have kited his dash reset entirely. Unfortunate. There's nothing else to say there. It's you hit that or you don't. Good try.
Jag fixar dig.
See, that was a totally unnecessary pack.
My shield drops. Du mår bättre snart.
Early packs can be fine, but still be careful about them in case something happens, because your Inspire healing is like nothing. It's 15 a second. It won't save anyone. It pops people back up. It heals like chip damage. Your pack is what saves somebody. So you want to have that potential carry play that has 3 charges. You want to have as many of those charges as possible by the time the fight is actually starting for real. That said, you know, don't let anybody die just to keep a pack, but
My strength unleashed.
don't waste your packs either. And yeah, here you just went in way too deep. The great thing about chokes is shooting or swinging on people as they try to push through them. Once you yourself cross to the other side of the choke, you have lost all advantage to the choke. It is meaningless to you at that point, and because they have respawn advantage there, it only benefits them for you to push in.
Du mår bättre snart.
It lets them skip a choke and take a fair fight. Okay.
No
So
place to
you
go
can
but up.
block Shatter with your
So
shield.
got some new.
That's just a reaction type thing. Which is another reason to be tracking ultimates. Like, you should know that they have high noon that you can't really do much about, but you can shield yourself. And you should know that they have Blade, although Ginch is dead, correct. But you would be saving your whip shot for that Blade. Hit it. Rally, do it.
Rally to me.
Yeah, it's last fight. Good promo whip shot. Cool.
Score
Yeah.
1.
Your self-assessment about going in deep was correct. But the ad broke? How did
Ready
the ad
for
break?
battle.
The true struggle is for the superiority
Thanks a lot for my
of
VOD
ideas.
review. It was really helpful and gave me
Hello.
specific things to work on. Awesome! Yeah! I'm so glad.
Greetings.
Like, definitely feel free to submit another.
Hello.
I try to make sure everyone, or I'm going to make sure everyone gets at least 2. I feel like the second one is almost more important than the
4,
first.
3, 2, 1.
It froze. Womp womp.
Capture the objective.
Is it still broken, or are you able to watch the stream at least?
Enemies.
Because if it's just the ad that broke, that almost seems like a benefit. Yeah. You almost did a good thing. And then you live. Wow. Okay. So, like,
Enemies.
coming up here, it's great, it's great.
I've got you.
You see that they're crossing here. Shield, you cross behind. I love this. You're using it for cover. And now, you tuck into here. You come here quickly, and you get here, and you hug this very tightly. And you can pack, you can peek to land your whip shots as far as you want, peek however many you want, which is going to be, you know, as few as possible. And you're kind of like, you can bash to anyone if you need to, but the one place you're not going to bash is into the enemy team to back up your Reinhardt. If your Rein is going to die on the front line, you will only die with him. 99 times out of 100. Your 35 damage per swing is rarely going to make a difference in a 2v6 fight on the front line. I didn't play script today. Oh good, you're watching the stream. Yeah, it's been hard to break my bad habits, but I'm trying to be more conscious of them. I mean, that's real.
Planting my flag on the point. Fixing you up.
I'm glad to say I am finally getting better at the bad habits I have been working on, and now my own personal challenge is I need to figure out what's next for me to work on, because I'm clearly not playing perfectly. But I'm starting to run into a I don't know what I don't know sort of thing. So I'm going to get my own VOD review soon. It's a great way to learn. I try to learn from as many
Let me
people
patch
as I
that
can.
up.
So here the fight is starting and you're completely out of packs.
Some books on me.
And your Moira was right there with your Rein. Zarya was right there with your Rein. He has shield. Giving him one pack seems perfectly reasonable, but he didn't need all of them. That's the combo. So the vast majority of the time, you're just going to want to do the combo. You just get them out of your face, and they're out of the fight, Inspire's going, you heal for whoever, and they have to back out before they can re-engage. I had no idea what Inspire did until you explained it. I'm glad. Honestly, that was one of the ones that I didn't get at first either, because like, I came from Lucio, and I just assumed it worked like Lucio, and it does not. I don't even play Brig, but I'm learning so much in general just listening. Oh, I'm glad. I'm being forced to play double bubble. Brig is at for me since I never played her. Brig is totally a part of double bubble, or can be. Like Brig Ana, bodyguard the Ana, really good if they're counter diving you. And then you have Zarya, Brig, Ana as like a unit, and it's just very hard to kill those three together.
Feel better soon.
The enemy is here.
Some books on me.
I mainly play Lucio though.
I will shield you.
Lucio will forever be my favorite hero to play. Like, he has my heart for real, but he doesn't really fit into double bubble very well. I'm not saying he can't, but did your shield break or did you lift it? So, oh, okay. Here's another thing that Brig mains tend to learn the hard way. Rein's shield extends below his feet and extends below the ground. Brig's shield does not. When you want to block a shatter, you have to look down a little bit to make sure your shield is actually connecting with the ground. Otherwise, it shatters underneath your shield. It's the worst. I hate it. But Yeah, look down a little bit, at least.
I cast.
This is not the end of the world.
Yep. Her shield is like...
Overtime.
if I'm remembering right, it's like right at the line of her feet. So if you're looking anything above perfectly level, you'll get shattered underneath. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful. In summary, know who you're protecting, and that should inform your positioning. But otherwise, the general bits about your positioning, you want to be starting out on high grounds for sure. You can always drop if you need to, but it gives you more information, makes it easier to shut down dives, etc. You see more people for throwing out packs. You want to be kind of towards the middle of your team if you can. If you want to hold a forward position, that can actually be really strong on Brig, but commit to it and hug that wall, because the idea is you're forcing them to push past you into open space to get to you, and that is only good when your team is there with you to follow up on them. Otherwise, they'll just push you and kill you. Yeah? Yeah. I think those are the biggest things. I would love to see a loss from you, like, playing like that. Playing more backline, playing more protective, and I bet I'll have a lot more to talk about. But, like, it's kind of hard to see anything else past the fact that you're doing the wrong job right now. You're playing old Brig still. Alright, cool.